Hey Dan. Um, Nice of you to stop by. You're pretty much the only person here, probably because I chose to do some fucking LK before ladder reset has started. You know, just gotta warm up them fingers before reset begins, because they're gonna be grinding out another 5,000 LKs next season. So, yeah, no worries. Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm not fucking running LK after this. I'm just trying to finish off what I started. You probably don't know this, nor do you really care, but when I started off this season, I ran about 3,000 LK to try and make my and my end goal was actually to hit 5,000. So I was waiting until the point in the season where nobody was actually checking out my content anymore. Then I ended up, well, here I am. I'm trying to finish off the 5,000 runs that I originally started. So I just need another 800 runs, and I'm good to go. I'm going to be doing hopefully some 400 runs or so tonight. A couple nights from now, I'm going to do the remaining 400. And yeah, that's going to be that. So, yeah, hopefully you're having a good evening. I don't know if I'll be seeing you on Reset Night, but yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Impossible.
The time? Good to see you.
the most exciting of reactions to load. I'm not really here to get these runes, I just wanted to finish my 5,000 runs. I was actually expecting to get more pirates. I did. Pretty good. Myself. For those that aren't aware, this is the Slashdiablo ladder reset in 4 days. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I hope you guys have questions.
Stay alive. Listen.
Hey, Dicey. Nice to see you. Welcome aboard. I think you're only the second one who tuned in this evening. The only other person that came before you was actually none other than Dad, Slashdiablo himself. So, how are you doing, Dicey? How are you doing this fine evening? You're gonna have to excuse me if you choice this. I'm tired. It is getting well, I mean, I've already done about almost 200 runs. I'm getting a little bit tired myself. It's getting late. So, it's getting late now. These runs not exactly the most entertaining of things. Anyway, that's just the situation. How are you doing, Ticey? If you're still hanging out. Hope your day's been going well. Yeah, I've just been taking it nice and chill, actually. I think this is probably the quietest stream I've had in a long time. I don't think that I've had a stream for a while where I went the first hour, and I don't think, like, I didn't say, well, I wouldn't say that I didn't say a word, but I didn't say very much at all. Good, you getting in piracy practice? Piracy practice. Practice before reset? No, absolutely not. Actually, Ticey, I'll fill you in on what's been going down. So, you've been around since, well, you've been around for a while, so I don't know if you recall, but at the start of the season, one of my big goals was actually to do 5,000 Guros runs. And I wanted to do 5,000 lower Kuros runs, like I wanted to finish 5,000 lower Kuros runs, but I ended up not doing it right at ladder reset, or I didn't do all 5,000 right at the ladder reset because I didn't want to bore the people who were watching. So I shelved it to the very end, late ladder, like right now. And, well, here we are. We are days away from the next ladder reset, so I think it's about time. It's about time that I actually finish what I started. And as you can see, if you look at the run counter, I'm on run number 4,386. I just have another 600 to go before I hit 5,000. And honestly, I'm not going to be hitting, I'm not going to be doing all 5,000 this evening. I'm not going to be finishing it all. Damn, that was a 10-second run. With no delay either. Anyway, so like I was saying though, yeah, finish the last LK, yeah dude. It's kind of interesting actually. If you want, I can go over some of the results with you, for the first 4,400 runs. Hey, Tyler Rocks, welcome to the stream. What is more popular, Path of Diablo or Slashdiablo? Hey man, I'm not gonna lie to you, I love Slashdiablo. Just like, straight up, hands down, Path of Diablo has more players than Slash. Not even a contest. However, Slashdiablo has a ladder reset going on later this week on Friday. So yes, while Path of Diablo is typically more popular, I do think that it is worth checking out Slashdiablo first, at the very least. Just because Path of Diablo, I don't think that they're doing a ladder reset right now. They're like already midway into their ladders, so there's not nearly as many people as usual. Whereas Slashdiablo will be hitting its peak in the next, well, on Friday, because that's when the reset is taking place. So I'm gonna hook you up here. Hopefully I've at least garnered a little bit of interest. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, when the ladder reset occurs, here you go. So November 7 p.m. Eastern. Let me know if you have other questions, by the way. Tyler Rocks, I'm just here. I'm just gonna be answering your guys' questions as you throw them at me, especially because you're curious about certain aspects of Slash. So feel free to fire away. That's what I'm here for. You just have to realize that. Realize what? Beauty is far from vanilla D2. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how, well, like, I don't really know Tyler. I don't know if, yeah, like, it's kind of a different version of the game. See, this is the thing. About LOD. So, Lord of Destruction, or LOD is Lord of Destruction. Lord of Destruction is, oh, hold on a second. Just pop the PC. Yeah, okay, so you gotta understand that when people say vanilla D2, they're usually referring to, like, Diablo 2 with Lord of Destruction. Lord of Destruction is just the expansion pack, for Diablo 2. And that's what most people play. Like, if they say, oh, I play on Pluggy, they're very likely playing, Pluggy on Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, version 1.13 or version 1.14. So yeah, LOD is pretty much the most, well, it's the most popular, like, it's the most popular version of the game that's being played right now, but as far as, like, private servers are concerned, as far as modded versions of the game are concerned, yes, like, Path of Diablo takes the cake. But yeah, there's a bit of a distinction there, and I think that's an important one to make. Like, if you're just asking which server has the most, like, if you're just asking between Slashdiablo and Path of Diablo, which one's the most, which one's got the like the bigger player base, then generally it would be Path of Diablo, right? But if you're looking for like a vanilla D2 experience, or like something close to vanilla, or closer to vanilla, if you're interested in the ladder reset, and, you know, well, mostly, yeah, just ladder reset and racing everybody else, or just trying out old builds, right? Like, the Slash is probably the way to go, just because they haven't really changed much of the core gameplay, I would say. Like, none of the character classes or builds have been rebalanced, right? They didn't make like arbitrary changes to numbers and tweaking stats. The only things they really changed was they made it so that D-Clone doesn't get spawned by selling 80 SOJs on the server, which was pretty ridiculous. Yeah, so, yeah, just to be a little bit more, just to clarify, Tyler Rocks, yeah, Tycee was, as he said, referring to D2 LOD. Usually when people say D2 or vanilla D2, they're going to be talking about Lord of Destruction. Yeah, no, that's basically it. You'd be very hard-pressed to find people who are running this Diablo 2 without the expansion. There are some people who have the expansion that play Classic, but the majority of people still have the expansion with the, well, along with the original game. Does that sort of answer your question though, Tyler Rocks? I know this is a far departure from what your original question was, but I think there needs to be a little bit of background that gets covered too. Because yeah, like if you're just looking for the most popular private server for Diablo 2, then you know, Path of Diablo's the way to go. But you know, if you wanted to play like the old Hammered In with an Enigma or some shit like that, if you know you want like, well, if you want to be able to see or use map pack to see where you're going, I know a lot of people actually see. That's one of the reasons why I'm not too keen on saying like Slash is like a purely vanilla server. Having access to map pack is not exactly vanilla, but at the same time it's really handy. I like having it just because it makes farming a lot easier. It saves you a lot of time. You're not just running in circle. Like let's say you go to like try to hunt down Mephisto, right? Like normally you have no idea where you're going. You have to go all the way over here, but you have no way of knowing that, and like you have to run all the way from point A. You might like teleport all the way down here and then go there, and if it's like ladder reset and you're not playing a Sork, then you're at a massive disadvantage, right? So, I don't know. It's just a number of things worth considering. But anyway, that is just that, I guess. I'm just gonna keep my runs going. So Tyler Rocks, let me know if you have other questions. I'm going to address Tycee now because I was in the middle of talking with him. But if you do feel free to ask questions, please. I want you to, like if you have anything you want to know about Slash, I'd love to share my knowledge of what Slash is all about with you, because I've been playing on the server for a while, and it's a lot of fun. Part of the reason why I was doing these streams is to kind of spread the word that yeah, we are going to be doing a ladder reset in a couple of days. And I think a lot of people would be interested in taking part in it. They just don't really know that it is going to be a thing, which is a bit unfortunate. But anyway, as Tycee said too, usually referred to LOD, usually referred to as D2 Classics is without LOD. There you go. Anyway, in the meantime, Tycee, going back to you. So once again, I appreciate you tuning in. You were asking if I was getting in practice before reset, and where I left off was I was telling you that yeah, I'm running LK to finish off what I started. So my goal was to do 400 runs today, and I'm actually halfway already. I've done 200 runs today, and then I'm probably going to do another 400 runs on Wednesday, or maybe I'll do some, like a few hundred tomorrow, and then I'll finish off on Wednesday. Doesn't really matter. It's just, I want to have my... I want to be able to make a post on the Slashdiablo subreddit, presenting the results of my 5,000 LK runs. So that was kind of my big spiel. Next season is going to be a completely different ballpark. I will basically be restricting myself from using LK, and honestly, I really wasn't too keen on farming LK next season anyway, so definitely think that there's room to do more in this game than just pop chests open non-stop. First, I think Slash is a good way to play multiplayer, and the Plays mod is the way to go for single player. That is my honest opinion. Like, I absolutely agree with that. The only thing that gives me pause here is when you say single player in what sense exactly is, I guess, kind of my cautionary warning. Like what a lot of people do is they like to do pluggy Holy Grail, right? And a lot of people really enjoy going for Holy Grail. Okay, that's fine. But in my case, if I were playing through this game, I don't really have much of an interest in doing a Holy Grail. What I would care about more is either speedruns, playing through the game the vanilla way without pluggy, or just being able to experiment with different builds using the hero editor. So there's like, you see there's like a couple of different, like playing solo, like doing those. Yeah. I think the general assumption is that if you're playing solo, you're probably going to be doing a Grail. But if it were me, I would actually, I don't know, I'd love to play through the game with all the characters and try different builds to get through the game with each one. And I don't think I would use plugin for that, just to make things a little more difficult. That's just me. It's just food for thought. There is, ooh, what the hell happened here? What the fuck? Okay, that's strange. I popped telekinesis to get to Act 4, but telekinesis didn't activate before I went and saved and exited. And now I go into next game and I'm in Act 4. Okay, well that's kind of bizarre. I think that probably is like a product of lag or something. I'm not 100% sure. Too concerned about that, but anyway. So yeah, when you say grails, yeah, I mean most people do pluggy grail, and that's totally fine. I just think it worth pointing out there are other ways to play single player too, I guess. That's kind of just the gist of what I was getting at. But yeah, for multiplayer, I mean, once again, I vouch for Slash. I love Slash. But it's not without its weaknesses, of course, with its drawbacks. Like, I think for a lot of people, one of the big reasons they don't play is because you get access to map pack. They think that that's actually very detrimental for their enjoyment of the game. And I know there's also others who would love to play on Slash, but who aren't able to because they don't have the multi-server setup like POD does. But that's all going to change hopefully this season when they roll out their own multi-server setup. I'm really excited for it. I don't know. I'm wondering what the future of Slash is going to be like, to be honest, once they roll out the multi-server setup. I'm wondering if the player base, the number of players that are playing, are going to be still roughly the same, or if now there's going to be more people who are interested in the server since they can actually play on their own server. like, or on a server in their region, I guess I should say. Two cold skills, 20 FCR, rare circlet. Okay. Well, we're Corona, I guess. Yeah, stash and pluggy makes it much easier when soloing, for sure. I think more than that, the additional respecs. Like, this is the thing. If somebody is new to the game, I would pretty much always just recommend them to play pluggy. Because, yeah, like playing this game without respecs, or without infinite respecs, or unlimited respecs, is kind of like, it's a completely different game. Because it affects both experienced players and inexperienced players, not having access to infinite respecs. If you're an experienced player and you're trying to min-max, right, like if you're a speedrunner, then if you had infinite respecs, you could just plow through the game as a cold sword, and then when you make it to ancients, which are immune, right, to, well, one of them is immune to cold. I think it's like Corlic or whatever. But yeah, you could go like switch over from Blizz back to Meteor, and then Meteor or some shit like that, and then after that you just switch back to Blizz again, and then plow through the end of the game, right? Like, that's something you can do with unlimited respecs. And then the alternative is if you're an inexperienced player. I think this is pretty obvious, but if you're an inexperienced player, you have no idea what's good and what's not. And the problem is, the game is not very forgiving, I guess. Like, you get, well, let's say in normal you fuck up your build and you decide, oh, well, I went and maxed the sacrifice paladin. This is something I've done in single player. Back when I started out playing this game a long time ago. And then you realize, like, oh, the Spirit Paladin, or Sacrifice Paladin sucks. Okay, so what can I do to try and make up for this, right? Like, what can I do to fix this? And, well, I mean, you could respec, but then after you respec it a second time, if, you know, you use up that respec in normal difficulty, and the build that you use turns out to be shit, then, well, you're fucked. You have no way of really getting your character to a point where you can do decent in normal, or through the rest of normal, in hell, or nightmare of hell, and so then you have to make your character. And I think a lot of people would hate doing that. In fact, I'll be honest, even I would hate doing that, knowing that it's like, okay, you have no way out if you have fucked up your character, and it's like, well, great, now you can't do anything else than normal, so I gotta start over from scratch. So, having said that, yeah, I think pluggy is the way to go if you're starting out as a new player, or even if you're an older player, and your goal isn't like speedrun or anything. Evening allowing boxing and slash, it's still a lot of work. Yeah, like, still a lot of work. Yeah, no, I don't doubt that. In order for them to limit stash, like I said, they would need to have a separate set of, well, they would need to tweak the game. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, such an easy fix, just toggle on infinite stash. It's like, well, it's not actually quite that simple. You need a completely different version of the game for that. There's certain things, limitations to what they can and can't do. Play Runeward is just as simple as toggling on a flag that permits it on the server, I guess. Multi-server setup is something that doesn't really touch the game. I don't actually know what the detailed multi-server setup is, but that took them to actually set up. And only now are they going to be rolling that out. And declone changes, that's something which, once again, you don't need a new version of the game for that. You just need to change some things around. Some TXT files, I guess. So you can get declone running like that. Personally, closer to vanilla, the better, I guess. But I'm indifferent. Like, if they were to put infinite stash, it would essentially be the same thing as having count upon account filled with mules. It's like, whatever. Although the other problem too is if, see, this is an unexpected, or this might be a side effect that a lot of people don't really think about. If you do actually permit unlimited stash space, everyone would probably just hoard items. I know I'd probably hoard items and load them into one page on my pluggy stash, and I would never look at them. Whereas at least with our current system, where okay, if you collect items, you have to make a mule to offshore items. Yes, you essentially have unlimited space, unlimited stash space by using mules, but at the same time, it is a massive hassle, which does encourage people to actually do shit with their items or not hoard so much. And basically, it forces them to either get rid of it or to just not pick it up in the first place. So, I don't know. Let's see. Ticey was watching 3 months, didn't see your stream was up till he signed out. Oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, don't worry about it, dude. Like, I mean, it's nice to know what you've been up to until now. I'm surprised to see you so late, actually. But, to be honest, I don't, you know, that's, not gonna lie, I'm kind of glad that you were watching somebody else, because I don't really have much content to show you. It's particularly interesting. Like, yeah, you haven't talked in the background, I guess, but at the end of the day, all I'm doing right now is playing LK. It's really that exciting. It's like almost midnight where I'm at too, so it's like I'm pretty dead. I can't really give a decent commentary. I'm saving my energy probably for when the ladder reset occurs, because that's where most of my energy is going to go. I'm going to be making my own bar, starting to make it, of course, and that's going to be a lot of fun. At least that's my plan. But yeah, how did 3moth stream go, by the way, Tyson? Did he find anything new? Any cool finds that he got? Didn't really rail. But I'm really impressed by 3moth and Yielder in particular. Those guys, and Dark Humility. I think those 3 guys, I've seen them up and running like every day recently. They're really on the rail. They all try different things in their streams too, and I think that's amazing that we have people who are doing that, who are varying it up, min-maxing theory crafting, like different streams. All 3 of these streams that I just mentioned are both trying different things. It's fantastic that they're doing this kind of thing. But yeah, that's just a side tangent I wanted to make. Good still, eh? It's, not entirely sure what you mean. Okay, keep going. Needs mangoes. Oh, mang songs. That's what we're doing too. 1 job for last rune word. Oh, shit, that's crazy. Steel rent. I didn't know steel rent was such a huge haul. 1 job for last rune. Let me guess. It's gotta be last wish, of course. What else could it possibly be? So steel rent is the biggest find, I guess you got this. I'm not too surprised. Especially when you're playing single player, it's far more challenging to get runes than Slash. But I noticed that a lot of people kind of seem to trivialize the difficulty at which you can get runes on Slash. It still takes hours and hours of grinding to get runes on Slash a lot of times. So last stream I found with Vexes, but that was after a dry stream of about 1,000 LK, so that's quite a while. Fury is his last remove. Oh, interesting. It's pretty normal. So how's he farming his runes anyway? I know Dark Humility was doing Arcane Sanctuary. I think the name of the stream was Home of the Arcane Sanctuary Power Farm, was it? Which is kind of interesting. Pretty close. The first 100 or so runs of this in the stream were actually really fast. I think it was like 30 minutes. I did 100 runs. Or maybe it was only 90 runs actually, but still. The other 30 minutes that came after that was only 60 runs. As opposed to 90. Okay, let's go back to Monster Cat. Well, the Fat Rat, but just pulling up music that I feel like listening to for once. Because the thing is, like, today was a very quiet day. I think it's just because most people who watch my streams are were expecting me, or usually expect me during the day. Probably this is even the case for you, Tyson. I don't usually stream so late, unless it's reset weekend, of course. But this evening, I wanted to do my stream late. Well, it's not like I wanted to, but it's just how, well, that's just how things turned out. Especially because I was also, well, there was just other stuff I wanted to do. He still pretty much pits Chaos, WSK, some AT. Oh, interesting. So he farms 85 areas. I guess that makes sense, actually. Because, really, between the two, Mangsongs and Jarun, if he farms 85 areas, there's a chance that he can get a Jarun and a Mangsongs, right? But if he's farming, like, something strange like let's say LK or Trav, then, okay, like, even if a Jar, well, basically he's not going to be finding, he might be able to find his Jaw Rune or whatever, but then he won't be able to find his Mangsongs because it's not an 85 area. I'm curious if he farms Kuros temples though. That's what they're called, Kuros temples. That's not an 85 area. Also another thing I was curious about. Mausoleum. Mausoleum is a place which I think a lot of people don't farm. Pretty interesting area. I think most people just don't farm it because it kind of sucks. Yeah, like, pretty much anybody who's not a light type character can farm it, but the monsters are so far away from each other that it's just, and the mob density is so low that it's just not worth it a lot of the time. You don't like Kuros temples, or he doesn't like Kuros temples, or both. I would expect that he would hate Mausoleum. Honestly, it would be cool to see somebody farming Mausoleum, to be honest. It's one of the most interesting 85 areas, in my opinion. Might be one of the most boring for some, but for me it's one of the most interesting, just because it's, well, it's quite different from the others in that the immunities you come across there are, well, there's only one immunity, and that's lightning most of the time. And it's large, and the mob density is pretty low. So it's different from most of the other 85 areas in these regards. Supposedly I'm not good for Java's online means. Okay, yeah, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Well, then in that case, I guess he would probably be farming. I mean, I'm not surprised then that he's farming bits most of the time. Although I'm surprised he's using Jabzon for that instead of something else, like Necro. I know that, well, maybe not even Necro, but Berserker or something. I don't know. I've seen a pretty varied split, I guess, as of recent, of people who are trying to complete their pluggy Holy Grails. Haven't heard any stories of anybody who's finished their Holy Grail, but of the people who have been doing the Holy Grail, thankfully recently it's not just Sorks anymore. I remember in the olden days, people used to just do non-stop Sork Holy Grail. Sork Holy Grail. Where's, like, the Berserkers? Where's the Necros, right? Where's anybody trying to level an Assassin? Or, in this case, Jabazon? Right? Like, I'm really happy to see that nowadays there's a lot more diversity in what builds people are, in classes even, that people are using to try and complete the Holy Grail challenge. To play from scratch Java Grail, yo, that's insane. I like that. I think that's pretty exciting, actually. I think that's especially exciting since what a lot of people do is they'll start off as a Sork, and then they'll try to level all of their characters, right? Like, they'll start off as a Sork because it's the easiest way to get up and through the game, and then eventually they have enough equipment for their other characters, and they'll start making their other characters. And, I mean, to be honest, Ticey, it's nice hearing that somebody had this idea, well, actually went through with, because, like, I'm sure a lot of other people came up with this idea, but 3 months was only people in practice, but this idea that he would start off as a non-Sork character and then commit to it and finish his entire pluggy Holy Grail. In fact, that was something that I'd want to do. It was one of many ideas I had if I were insistent on making more Diablo 2 content. One of the things I considered was actually playing a Poison Necro. Poison Necro is my favorite build. Going Poison Necro Holy Grail, or possibly even Barbarian Holy Grail, like a Pit Singer Holy Grail. There you go. I thought that a Singer Barb Holy Grail would be really fun to watch, actually. It would be really interesting. Since, yeah, I really don't think anyone's done that. Singer Barb Holy Grail from scratch. And that's something that's very aesthetically pleasing. And that's all you hear on my stream. I don't know. Singer is one of the fun builds, and single player would be, or single player plug would be a great excuse to roll with it, I guess. And you can always respec to or take advantage of unlimited respecs. So, anyway, I'm just rounding at this point. That's pretty cool, though. I guess is the bottom line. I'm glad to hear that he is playing Jabazon Holy Grail. That is very interesting. Oh, I feel like a robot. Guys, let me know if you have... just gonna post this one more time. Just put Slashdiablo out there. If anyone is interested in taking part in the reset, which is going. Start tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Friday. Ticey was saying he doesn't use the shared stash, keeps each character things to themselves. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, no, once again, like, yeah, a good chunk of people use multiple characters and rotate between, or use shared stash for all of those characters. So it's actually interesting to
Yes.
see other people who switch it up and focus on just having one character self-find everything. Well, rather, for each of their characters, they self-find everything. There you go. Yeah, overall, I must say that I'm kind of impressed. A lot more people who are doing that nowadays. I can't wait for the server setup. This will hopefully be the last season where I'll have to deal with this difficulty issue to get that multi-server setup. Anyway, Tycee, what else are you up to? You finished watching 3 Moth, and here you are. You're watching me, or you're listening to me in the background. But there is no way that you're going to be staring at your computer screen watching me run LK. What else are you up to? Are you playing D2? What is the, I guess, what you're up to this evening? Pass out on the keyboard. I gotta finish these runs. I don't know if we talked about HC Community and Slash. I don't know if we have either. What are you curious about for it? Are you gonna ask if there's people who play hardcore on Slash? If so, the answer is going to be yes. But, the thing about hardcore is there's, of course, first of all, less people, and second of all, the economy there isn't really an economy. My understanding is people don't really trade in hardcore. Most of the economy is just shared between players, right? If somebody finds something that somebody else needs, then they'll just hand it over. That's usually how it works on hardcore, apparently, on Slash. Yeah. Also, you have to be careful if you join, because multi-server setup, multi-server setup isn't a thing yet. So if you play hardcore, you run the risk of dying to lag and other BS. Last year, 3 years that I played, it was all hardcore. Yeah, I believe that. I mean, you can totally play hardcore on Slash, it's just, once again, you won't be able to trade with people so easily, but you can always get some people that you need, I guess. Oh boy, I'm dead tired. So I forget, Tycee, you said that you, the last 3 years, all you played was hardcore. Have you played, you played on Slash before, did you play hardcore on Slash too? Or did you play softcore here? I can't remember. I recall you had actually tried it a while back. But, yeah, you have to fill me in on this. Yeah, not gonna lie, I don't really think I'm gonna be making it to 4,600 runs. My goal was to do 400 runs this evening, possibly due to panic circumstances. Because I had such a late start. I wanted to start at 9 o'clock, but I had to take care of some stuff. Also, I did have a coaster, trying to theory craft. Yeah, so instead of doing 400 runs today, I might actually just settle for stopping at 4,500 or 4,550. We'll see. I'll try to push for as long as I can. I'm not going to force myself. Yeah, I'm not going to force myself to stay up. So sorry about that, guys. Although there's always tomorrow and Wednesday. I'll be streaming probably on both of these days. Late night Tuesday and like for a little bit, like an hour. And Wednesday, I'll be going to be doing the conclusion of these 5,000 or 5,000 monkey runs, so something to look forward to. Was in a small, I guess you call it, clan. 20 or so people, and 12 of us played hardcore. Okay, that's interesting.
I can.
There we go. 20 or so people, 12 of us played hardcore, and that was in BNet. Oh, just shortly after 1.14 came out that I stopped playing. Oh, it's interesting. I mean, honestly, I think it's pretty awesome that we had a clan up and running. I never knew what it was like to actually be a part of a clan on BNet. Never had that opportunity. The closest I had to that was playing on Slash, but that's not really playing in a clan. I just have a group of people that I like to play with. And a lot of those people are hang around my stream too, so anyway, welcome to the stream to any newcomers who might just be dropping by to see what the stream is about for the Slashdiablo ladder reset. Slashdiablo is a private server that does the bot-free, or that runs kind of close to the vanilla version of the game. It's a bot-free, dupe-free, forum gold-free private server, where you do have access to some, I dare say, some quality of life features, I guess. Well, not just quality of life features, but they changed like declone. You don't sell 80 SOJ or 80 SOJs to spawn declone like on BNet because, well, you know, not everyone has fucking 80 SOJs because it's not really. People don't really do their way up to 80 SOJs around here. Is there a decent amount of people playing non-ladder on Slash? P. Bigris was asking. Not gonna lie, I would say that not many people would be playing non-ladder, no. Like, not many people have a reason to play non-ladder. The thrill for a lot of people is when the ladder reset occurs, to try and race everybody else, whether it be for wealth or for XP. Or just to take part in the ladder reset run, right? Just to try and see if they can be the first ones to make it to Hell, or Hellbale, and kill Hellbale. So, they're probably, like, I'll be straight up honest with you, there probably just isn't anyone really playing non-ladder on Slash. The only people who would really be playing non-ladder on Slash, or the only reason people have to play non-ladder on Slash is just to make trophy characters, to make, like, to do PvP. Yeah, basically PvP trophy characters, and if there are occasionally people who are, who once they make a character, they don't really want to let that character go. It seems that, like, for them it's like a big waste to spend like 4 months on a character and then all of a sudden, oh shit, it's gonna roll into non-ladder, so I have to start from scratch. Rather than take that possibility, they take the other possibility, which is they'll just go into non-ladder with that character. There's no one who really is trading around here in non-ladder. For the most part. 99.99% of cases, this is how it is right now on Slash. Although there are people who will try to like bid high for trophy items for their non-ladder characters. Maybe that might be something of interest to you. I remember I was trying to get like a 39 light skiller or light skiller with their plus 39 life, and somebody beat me out to it because they were trying to get it for their non-ladder character. So they sold their ladder enigma for it. Hey, welcome to stream, Kronos. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoying the stream so far. So how many players on ladder during active hours? So when you say active hours, I assume you mean like just after the reset occurs, and the answer is about 400, just on reset night. That's why I'm very like I'm pushing as much as I can. I'm emphasizing that if you guys are going to join Slash, best do it on reset night if you can. Try your best to make it on reset night. I want to say you won't regret it. Maybe you will, though. Like that's a disclaimer, but seriously, like it is the most fun you'll have on YouTube in a while. At least that's going to be my claim on it. I don't really think I've come across that many people who have been disappointed by what Slash has to offer. So yeah, it's not like you really have to pay for it either. It's like it's free, right? It's not like a paid version of the game. It's not pay to win like on Battle.net. But yeah, Kronos, does that answer your question? 400 players, I think, just when the ladder resets, and then it slowly goes down as people descend back into, you know, life-related activities. Definitely worth giving it a read, or asking some questions if there's other things you're curious about. Does the server have PvP? Yeah, actually we do. Like, I myself am not a PvPer, however, there are a number of people who enjoy PvP. Yeah, there are actually a number of people who like to PvP. Just some common names that I've seen. There's a guy named Personality, believe it or not, that is indeed his name, on Slash, of course. There's a guy named Laws, very knowledgeable player on PvP, very skilled too. Let's see, a guy named Shaco. Yeah, there's just 3 people that I know of. I think there's another one, KDK. There are people who PvP on the server, and some of them are non-ladder, or some of them will... Well, here's the thing, all the people that I just mentioned have characters on non-ladder, like trophy characters on non-ladder that are meant for dueling. But usually every season too, they will play on the ladder, and then they will also try to make a ladder PvPer. So hopefully that answers your question, Kronos. That's a bit of a long-winded answer, but I'm just giving you kind of the lowdown of, I guess, what goes down. I know I only listed like 4 names, but to be honest, like, that's like, if you set up a time with them, then I think, honestly, you'd have a lot of fun, just with even these 4 people to start. And I mean, I don't know who else is going to be playing this season. There's bound to be more on plenty of other people who would be interested in PvP. So, especially if there's like a prize attached to it, you know, some people are talking about trying to set up like tournaments with actual prizing, try to get some people on board with PvP. Dan actually even did this a couple seasons back. Well, maybe not a couple seasons, but about a year ago. He ran a tournament. I think it was like a throw barbers tournament. And a lot of people who don't usually PvP felt like participating because the grand prize was actually an infinity. So, I don't know. There's a lot of different avenues you can take if you're interested in PvP, I guess. What other questions do you have, Kronos? And seeing Bigris, if Bigris is still here. Just trying to give you guys the lowdown of what to expect on Slash, I guess. While I do these runs. Just want to spread the word, let people know that there's a better alternative to botnet right now. I know some people really like playing on botnet for one reason or another. Some people like having their flying gold. Some people want to do PvP on bnet. I respect that. Some people just find it more convenient, whatever, etc., etc. But yeah, there are also other people though who are sick of the botnet problem. Want to have like a new, fresh D2 experience. It's familiar, it's vanilla, but isn't overrun by bots. So that's kind of nice. Now this is an extremely good question. I don't think that I've had dupes and forum gold. Those three things are like the three biggest reasons why I stopped playing on bnet. Some other minor reasons that kind of bothered me about bnet were realm downs. And I'm sure you probably are familiar with what realm downs are. Fucking realm downs. Oh wow, okay, FDJ'd, but that's a very unusual occurrence. And there's just a lack of quality of life stuff too. Oh, seriously? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that information, Kronos. It's hard to adjust the volume properly. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me see if I can adjust a little bit more. Sound settings. Okay. Okay, let me know if this is any better. Where's the chat? Okay, apparently I can't join this game. Chat gem? Oh, that's easy. Chat gem's right here. I'll show you. Just give me a sec. Let me hop in here. We're talking about this chat gem, right? I assume you're referring to that chat gem anyway. So yeah, just in case you didn't hear what I was saying earlier, let me know if my volume is still too... No, it's not gone. No, it's still there. Sounds good? Alright, good. Okay, so going back to what I was saying, there's a number of reasons why I play on bnet over... No, the godly one, this is softcore. I'm not a softcore wuss. Also, I'm not really here to play, like, hardcore. I'm not like an adrenaline junkie or anything. I'm here because I actually enjoy, one, showing off new builds, and two, collecting data. And right now, I'm in the process of trying to do 5,000... Let's get rid of that. I'm in the process of doing 5,000 more Kuros runs, and I'm on run number 4517, so I've done 4,517 runs already. Well, 4,516, I guess, runs. And I'm pretty close to 5,000, so this evening I'm trying to push for 4,600, and then by the end of this week I'm hoping to be at 5,000. And I can present my results to other members of the Slashdiablo community, and that's just more or less the situation. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I don't know if you are a hardcore purist. If you are, I don't blame you. Go ahead, feel free to roast away, I guess. But yeah, I myself am not a hardcore player. Well, fuck, says the godly one. What's wrong? All caps too. P. Bigris was saying ladder races are fun, though I hate losing everything I grinded for, especially since I can't play that very much. Every 4 months, I don't have enough time to get all the GG and game gear like Infinity and Griff. Have you played on Slash before? On Slash, the drop rates are a little bit, like, they're set to be, like, basically players' 8 drop rates, so it might be a little bit easier. than usual. 2 years ladders would be perfect. No, no, dude. No, 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 no. I think that's way too much. At that point, like, you're honestly just better off playing single player. I don't like to word it like that because it sounds rude, but like, shit. Like, the whole point of ladder reset is to keep things fresh, to keep, you know, to give people a chance to start over from scratch, right? Like, to be able to catch up with the top players, and it's this ongoing cycle. When 2 years is way too long of a ladder cycle. Even 6 months is a little bit long. I think 4 months is Slashdiablo's 4-month cycles are pretty damn good. Now some people push for 3 months, but to be honest, I think 4 is really good because it also gives people time to unwind and take a break from the game and play other games or take care of other real-life responsibilities, right? So I think rotating 4 months is actually pretty good. Like, yeah, you lose all your progress, but well, there's 2 things I say to that. First of all, you can then just play non-ladder if that's the case, right? Like, then you get to keep all your progress there. And second of all, if you don't have enough time to make it to Enigma and Infinity and items like that, then try to play builds that don't necessarily require these crazy items. Like, you can probably make a pretty cheap Blizzsork, and that's pretty solid, right? Or on ladder reset, if you just grind out LK for most of the weekend, you could probably make Infinity at the start of every season, and you could just chill for the rest of the ladder season, right? Like, there's actually a number of different options you can take. You don't need to be boggled down to just playing this or playing that. So the godly one, I think, probably took off because he didn't. The fact that this was softcore instead of hardcore made his eyes bleed. Alright, that's fair enough. Kronos was asking how many SOJs had to be sold to spawn Declone. Are you still around, Kronos? The answer is actually it's not SOJs that spawn Declone. It used to be. It used to be 1 SOJ to spawn Declone for everybody on the server, but they realized there were a couple problems with the system. For starters, people couldn't get SOJs for their builds. Second, well, basically, what you need to know is it used to be SOJs, now it's a Gull Rune and TP Scroll to spawn Declone in your game for an Annihilus. And this is honestly a welcome change. Back when it used to be SOJ, it was kind of a disaster. You just kind of have to take my word for it. I could go into, like, storytelling time, but I really don't know if it's a story you really want to listen to and hear, so yeah. Yeah, Kronos, because, okay, so this is the thing, okay? In the old system, just to give you a bit of, like, background, in the old system you used to sell 1 SOJ. It could be ladder or non-ladder, right? They were trying to emulate the BNet system, except without the ridiculous 80 SOJ requirement. So you sell 1 SOJ, right? On ladder, on non-ladder, and you get Declone in your game. Or, no, sorry, you get Declone every game on the server. So what happened when people did this is they would announce to everybody, hey, yeah, I'm going to be selling 1 SOJ, so get your characters ready. And what people would do is they would load up multiple games, right? Or they would sometimes just juggle games. They'd have like 3 or 4 games open at a time, and they just slowly log into 1 at a time so that they keep those games permed. And so everyone who was playing at the time that somebody sold an SOJ would get their hands on 4 or 5 Annihiluses, which was pretty ridiculous. And you might think, well, what's the problem with everyone getting an Annihilus? Well, Annihilus is kind of supposed to be an item that's like, it's supposed to be highly sought after. It's not an item which is supposed to be a trivial joke. It's like probably the only item in the game that everybody uses, in the words of somebody else who regularly shows up to my stream. So that system had to change. Like, yes, it only spawns in your game, like one Gull rune for one Annihilus, but this system was much better suited for Slashdiablo, especially for the economy, than what the old system was. What people would end up, like, there were like so many problems with the old system, right? Like people would not ever be able to get an SOJ for their build because people would have hoarded them to spawn declone the following ladder. And SOJs would inflate in price towards the end of the season. At the end of the season, SOJs would sell for like 6 or 7 ohms. Like, that's like a burr plus. Yeah, people would spend like a burr and then some to get an SOJ, just because, you know, no one gives a shit about burr rune at the end of the ladder, because it's, you know, the ladder reset's going to be taking place, and all your progress is going to roll over into non-ladder anyway, so your burr rune is worthless. But at least with an SOJ, you can spawn yourself a declone anytime you feel like it in ladder, and that also comes with its own problems anyway, so you can see why I don't want to get into that whole topic. But yeah, it only spawns in your game, Chronos, and that is for good reason. Anyway, let me know if I didn't make sense, but I think I was pretty clear with my explanation, but hey, I could be totally wrong about that. The next thing that I wanted to address, I think you were asking earlier, why do I play Slashdiablo? Yes, Gull rune is worth more. See, that was another objective of theirs. They wanted to give us, well, the Gull rune more value. Not just Gull runes, but the runes that cube towards Gull, right? Like Ists, Mals, were kind of not worth as much as they should be. But now that Gull is what spawns at Annihilus, people will actually value those mid-level runes, because, you know, they'll slowly try to cube them up into a Gull rune at the very least, rather than, you know, once they have, well, you know, at some point people will just stop collecting mid-level runes because they have so many of them. At least in the olden days that used to be the case. Nowadays, yeah, like, people want to save them up for Gull rune. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. So, long story short, Gull rune is, yeah, definitely worth more now than previously. Yeah, in fact, I think early ladder, Gull rune, or no, sorry, Vex rune sells for Gull plus Ist, if I'm not mistaken, instead of like 2 Gulls, which might not seem like a huge difference, but wait, no, sorry, I have that backwards. No, wait, that's right, yeah. Because, yeah, Gull is worth, like, a little bit more than on BNet. Are you specifically looking? No, I'm not. I'll explain what I'm doing in a second. Damn, I have to go through these questions one at a time. Because otherwise, I don't want to, like, I mean, I'm not trying to discourage you from asking questions. I just want to answer these, or I want to get through all the questions that you ask, because I don't want you to be left with, like, a gaping hole of knowledge. So let me go back to your original question, because that was a while ago. I really want to address it. So why do I play Slashdiablo over BNet or Path of Diablo? Well, once again, for different reasons, I play Slashdiablo over BNet, and I also play Slashdiablo for, well, sorry, I play Slashdiablo over BNet for one set of reasons, and I play Slashdiablo over Path of Diablo for a different set of reasons. So in the case of BNet, once again, there were, like, exploits were just rampant, like, you know, people using third-party trade websites, people using exploits like botting and duping, or, sorry, people using exploits like duping, and then people using, you know, cheats and programs they shouldn't be on BNet, like, you know, bots, right? Those, for me, like, those were running rampant, and Blizzard did absolutely nothing about it. For the most part, like, yeah, there was like this point in time when for like 2 weeks they were like, oh yeah, let's let's mass ban people who were caught botting, and then after that they just proceeded to do nothing about it. It's like, okay, well shit, of course all the cheaters are gonna come back, and if you hop into any or a lot of the public games in hell now, they're all they're all run by bots, which sounds great because then it allows you to level in quotes, but at the same time it definitely kills a lot of fun of the game too. Because, well, there's like a lot of problems with that. Like, part of the reason why no human players run any like public games now is because bots are already taking that niche. If not for that, like, you might have other human players trying to do like Hell Bale games or Hell Diablo games, but what's the point? And you already have bots that are taking care of that for you, right? I don't know. That's just some of the issues I had with playing on VNet. It doesn't sound like a huge issue to some, but it's pretty fucking massive. And then of course, like I said, some nuisances. Realm Down. A lot of people hated Realm Down. I didn't like it either, obviously, but it's something I can live with. It was pretty fucking stupid, but I could get behind, like, I could actually tolerate Realm Down, but it was still annoying. And then of course there was other things like your character expires, you can't play with people from other realms, and of course one of my personal favorites, if you're in-game, you can't really communicate with anybody else except for the people that are on your friends list. Now, the thing is, here on Slash, they have a lot of really cool features, things like being able to chat in a chat channel, like a global chat channel. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Sup, /c sup. You can see message got posted in a global chat channel. Alright, now let me just quickly show you. Here you go. You see there? You can actually talk to other people who are on the server, right? So yeah, if you saw that just now, like, you don't have to have people on your friends list to chat with them while you're in game. You can, anytime you need help, you can just ping everybody on the server who's connected to the chat channel. It's optional to be connected to the chat channel, but most people usually are, right? And yeah, most people are connected to the chat channel, so it's pretty nice, because yeah, it's much easier to stay connected to people, and if you ever need help, if you need like a rush, if you need advice on how to build your character, the entire server is there to help you in an instant, just like that. So that's just a few of the reasons why I prefer Slash over BNet, but once again, the main reasons are just botting, duping, and forum gold. Like, I think one of the big issues too, forum gold especially, is, I'd say, the biggest defender of this. Like, a lot of people love forum gold. A lot of people will defend forum gold to the bitter end, and okay, fine, fair enough. The thing is, like with forum gold, if you have forum gold, let me put it like this. On a ladder reset, right? The whole point of a ladder reset is for people to start from scratch, right? But if people are walking into the new ladder reset with, let's say $1,000, just to put it bluntly, it's like, well, shit, they're not really walking in with nothing, right? It's like starting a race, but some of the people in this race are already are going to start at the halfway point, essentially, of that race, right? Like, it's kind of ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous, but that is what BNet ladder resets are like. Okay, yeah, the first 4 or 5 hours, yeah, there's going to be everyone's going to be still trying to scrap together items, which is great, but like, just to give you an example, when I killed normal Bale, and I got like Skin of the Viper Magi, right? Like close to perf Skin of the Viper Magi. I sold it to somebody. I sold it to somebody for 700 forum gold, or 600 forum gold, it doesn't really matter. But it's like, well, you know, that's just not fair. And I don't know. It's just
Good day.
that selling that Viper Magi is a different story in itself, but you can kind of see where my frustration lies, I think. I think I've given adequate examples. Let me know if there's anything that was unclear, but I think I've kind of covered how I feel, why I feel this way. Now, Kronos, if you're still around, give me a thumbs up or a heads up if you are. You were asking also, am I specifically looking for runes? And the answer is actually yes and no. I'm done for the season as far as wealth is concerned. I know what you mean by FG. I'm guilty of using. See, this is the thing. To be honest with you, yes, I also have used Forum Gold in the past, but it is precisely because I've used Forum Gold in the past that I have come to understand why it's kind of a problem in the game, if that makes any sense, right? It's like at first I was like, oh hey, Forum Gold's great, I can, you know, get all the items that I need, it's so easy, but in reality, you're actually cheating yourself out of how the game is, I guess, in a sense, meant to be played, because you're not supposed to start off the ladder season and already have Enigma like day 2, day 3, like, okay, yeah, sometimes you'll get lucky to find Jaw and Burr off a Trav or whatever, right, but a lot of the time, the people who have Enigma Day 1 are the people who will, you know, either use exploits to dupe items into their Enigmas, or they're just going to use Forum Gold to buy it off of other people who have somehow made it for exorbitant amounts of Forum Gold. So, you can, I guess, kind of understand where I'm coming from, if not necessarily relate. P. Bigris, moving on to your question quickly. Sorry to keep you waiting. Hopefully you're still around. What is the most valuable item I found this ladder? To put it bluntly, I haven't found a single TC87 unique. That means no D-Web, no D-Fathom, no Griffin's Eye. However, I did find a shit ton of high runes. That was the whole focus of this character. This is supposed to be a character that is meant specifically for hunting high runes. Not just an LK, of course. I'm only an LK because, well, I'll explain that in a little bit, but yeah, the most valuable item I guess I could say that I found is, technically speaking, a Jaw rune. Yeah, Jaw rune or Burr rune, take your pick. Right now on the server, well, at one point on the server, Jaw rune was worth 6 ohms, and Burr rune was only worth 5 to 5.5 ohms. But now, well, there isn't really an economy right now because not many people are playing, but last I checked, Jaw rune went down to 4 ohms and Burr rune stayed at 5. So when you ask the most valuable item I found this ladder, it would just have to be straight up either a Burr or a Jaw. When you say most valuable item I found, I think you're talking about drops. But the thing is, that's not to say, like, I don't have expensive items. You know what? I lied. Sorry. No, hold on. I lied. I found a 20... this sword torch I have right here, this 2017, you could argue, I guess, that this is more valuable than a Burr or a Jaw. Yeah, you could argue this is more valuable than a Burr or a Jaw. And I also found a 2020 Druid torch, too, when I was doing some Hellfire torches for fun. So yeah, that's the most valuable item I found this ladder. The most valuable item I bought this ladder is this, well, one of these, probably this one, honestly. You know, it's not every day that you get your hands on something like this. Yeah, I don't ever find these. Yes, that's right. You're correct. I did Seal Witch for runes. I found a lot of runes, in fact. The 2020 Annie is worth less than Torch. See, that's an. Yeah, you know what, man, you have a fast eye to have noticed that this is a 2029. Um, technically speaking, yes, this 2029 is worth. Okay, I bought this for a burr, I believe. If I recall correctly, I bought this for a burr. Some might argue it's worth more than a burr, but nobody outbid me when I put down a burr for this, so I got it with my bit of a burr. Having said that, this is an item that I bought. Vigorous was asking me what the most valuable item that I found was, and I didn't find this one. I did, however, find the Sword Torch. Like, I farmed the Sword Torch, I farmed the 2020 Druid Torch, but this Annihilus was something that I bought. This Griffin's was something that I bought. This Blood Noose crafted amulet was something that I bought. So, that's why I'm saying that these aren't. The Sword Torch isn't my most valuable item, but it's probably the most valuable item that I myself I earned for myself. Either this or one of my high runes. So, but yeah, just to kind of quickly go over, or I just gotta mention this quickly. Yeah, my character is. I don't know if you noticed, but I was trying to rock all perf gear. You'll notice my skin of the Viper Magi was a 3513 Hodo 40 FCR and Ev Flail. And this was actually a close to perfect spirit, close enough that I was happy with it. Annihilus 2029. Damn it, I wanted to get the 2020 Sword Torch, but somebody else beat me to it. Somebody else bought the 2020 Sword Torch. Anyway. Let me see Hodo again. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Go for it. This is my Hodo. Nice 40 all-res roll. Pretty beautiful. First try, too. First try 40 all-res. It's pretty insane. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everything I'm rocking is perfect. The only things I'm missing is the 5/5 white light dye facet in this Griffin's Eye. That's why it's unsocketed. I made a vow to myself I'm not going to socket it until I find that 5/5 white light dye, and I never found it, so it's unsocketed. And of course, this Sword Torch, I could use a 2020, and then after that, I mean, I guess you could turn this Annie into a 2020-10, but like, fuck it, like, that's 2029 is good enough for me. Like, I'm not going to nitpick over 1% XP gain when I'm not really trying to gun for 99 anyway. I don't give a shit. So. How do you filter drops? Ah, that's a feature of the map pack that you'll get while you're on Slash. Once again, I don't know how you feel about map pack. For me personally, I really like it because it saves a lot of time. When you're kind of like farm meth, you just want to get straight to the meat of the drops rather than having to teleport halfway across the planet to make it all the way to Durance level 3. And also when you're popping open these chests too, like you don't want to see all the fucking loot here. Yeah, this is, once again, a feature of the map pack, so if I didn't have my map pack on, the drops would actually look something more like this. You see this? Yeah, that's, oh yeah, look at that. Anyway, I'm gonna turn the filter back on. That's, that hurt my eyes looking at that. So, alright, next thing. I was talking about this earlier, and I can finally answer Kronos now from about 10 minutes ago, or 15 minutes ago. Kronos was actually asking me earlier, am I specifically looking for runes? And once again, I was saying that the answer is yes and no. So I'm pretty much set for the season. Like, the ladder resets in 3 days, or 4 days? No, it's 3 days now, because it's technically speaking, it's Tuesday now, so. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 3 days from now, the ladder reset's taking place. I don't really need runes, but my goal was to do 5,000 lower Kuros runs, Kronos on the server, and I'm on run number 4,563 right now. I did 3,083 early ladder, and you know, I just, now that it's late ladder, I wanted to finish my runs before the new ladder reset occurs, right? So, yeah, on one hand, I'm not really, like, I don't care if runes drop, but at the same time, if runes drop, then, like I said, I'm collecting data on these runs, right? So if a rune does drop, I'm paying attention to when the rune drops. So I am looking for runes too, because if a rune drops, then I'll be charting it down in the results of my runs. But I don't like, even if even if 5 burrs were to drop back to back, it's like I kind of don't care because I don't need them anymore. If you want, I can even show you my bank meal. I have a lot of runes just lying around. Like, I haven't had a chance to use them because I have nothing to buy. My character is close to complete. I've done pretty much everything I needed to. The only thing I was missing was the 5/5 white light die facet, which no one had, and the 2020 sword punch, which no one had after the 2 that showed up early ladder. So that is too bad. But I'm pretty happy with how my Sork turned out. She had pretty much all perf gear. Perf Hodo, perf Viper Magi, perf Griffins, perf Mage Fists, perf Arachnid Sash, perf Dwarf Star, perf Hotspur even. And yeah, that's always a fun one when people ask me, wait, what the fuck, you're using Hotspurs? Why are you using Hotspurs? Alders is better, isn't it? And I'm just like, well, depends. But I mean, if you're gonna be farming Chaos, then as a Nova Baller, Hotspurs is fucking amazing. Yeah. And this was all in the span of one ladder too. Like, it was not like a lot of people would. Oh, I remember what I'm missing. I'm actually missing a light for Vita. That was it. Yeah, it would have been great to have light skiller GCs with plus 39 or plus 36 to life or something like that, but oh well, that's okay. My equipment set is what most people would collect over the span of several seasons, and then eventually migrate those items over to non-ladder and then pull them into that one character. So I guess I'm not too upset with how my character turned out. So does that answer your question though, Kronos? I hope it does. Let me know if you have other questions you want to ask. I answered your question about filtering drops. I answered your question about looking for runes. If you guys are curious, I can show you at the end of my 4600th run what my notepad looks like right now, because I've been keeping track of the runs, right? And I'm almost done. But if you guys want a sneak peek at the results of 4,600 lower cross runs, I could share if you guys are interested. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Kronos, I never did finish answering your question, now that I think about it. I only answered half of your earlier question. I only answered why I prefer BNet, or sorry, Slash over BNet, but I never really talked about why I prefer Slash over POD. And honestly, POD is actually a pretty brief explanation, and I've gone over it quite a number of times, so I don't want to... Yes, please, says Dicey. Alright, sure, sounds good. We will go over drops in a little bit. Remind me if I forget. Honestly, don't know how you have the patience to run this 5k times. Trust me, my man, I question my existence every day, too, as I do this, so... I'm gonna be on suicide watch after this. And other people have already made some very similar sentiments, because, well, yeah, who the fuck wants to run LK 5,000 times? I guess for me it's just the thrill of collecting the data, right? Because this is something that you don't see every day. Like, you don't go to most people every day and say shit, right? Like, I ran 5,000 LK, like, that's just out of the ordinary, right? Like, I like to keep things interesting. I like to do different things. I don't know, I like to give you guys something interesting, right? Like, I think this is your first time here, Kronos, and, you know, I don't want you to walk out of the stream being like, ugh, you know, there was nothing that I got out of that, nothing, like, you know, I saw yet another Sork, I saw, you know, like, my point here is, I try to keep things interesting by trying different things, by trying to do the ridiculous that most people wouldn't dream of doing, and I guess that's kind of the main motivator for me. Um, yeah, that's what keeps me dedicated. I'm just like, yeah, man, I want to make this thing. I want to be able to tell people, hey, yeah, I freaking did this, 5,000 Pindle runs. I did that a couple seasons ago if you're curious about those results. Yeah, I was able to tell people I did 5,000 Pindle runs. I got jack shit out of it, right? But, now it's a meme. And people talk about it. People poke fun at me for these Pindle runs. I know. Lulls are had, data's collected. I learned something new. I share that knowledge with you guys. You guys learn something new, and then you guys poke fun at me for fucking running Pindle 5,000 times, or LK 5,000 times. That's great. So, I guess that's what kind of motivates me to run this 5,000 times. It's just the promise of what you guys have to contribute to my results, or not necessarily contribute, something I live for it, but to, I guess, share once you see my results, what your reactions will be, what your questions, opinions. I don't know. For me, that's kind of interesting. Like 5k Pindles with boas on was great. See, that's the thing too. I didn't just run 5k Pindles with some piece of shit build. I used, or some, cookie cutter build. I should say piece of shit build, because that's a little too vague. So like this season, I'm using a sword, yes, but pretty much every season before this, I was actually playing like an off-meta non-sword build, right? Like I played Boazon last season. I ran 1,000 full cleared pits, and I also ran 5,000 Pindles. Season before that, I ran 1,000 AT, and like there's just a lot. I like to do these insane numbers. I like to share the information with people on the data. I think it's fun, personally. That's just me. Having said that, going back to Path of Diablo. So why do I prefer Slash over Path of Diablo? For me, I'm kind of a purist with Diablo 2 in a sense. Like when it comes to Slash. Or sorry, when it comes to Path of Diablo, a lot of people love it, and it adds a lot of quality of life stuff. They add some pretty cool shit like, melee splash jewels. But for me, I don't like that I prefer the game in its original gameplay form, right? What I mean by original gameplay form is like, I'm so used to the game being the way it is right now, where Sorks have the busted teleport skill, Paladins have access to the overpowered blessed hammers, like, let's say a whirlwind, or no, let's say like a Spearzon kind of sucks ass, that kind of shit, right? And I feel like Path of Diablo tried to make, like, pretty much every build viable, which is alright, but it's also not really Diablo in a sense. Like they've kind of, I don't want to say revamped the entire game, but they tweaked all the numbers around, tried to make a lot of the weaker builds more viable. From my understanding, they kind of nerfed some of the stronger builds. They added some new skills for certain classes, like Druid now has like Flame Dash or whatever, which is a little bit silly. I had fun with it, but it was still kind of silly. They reworked certain rune words and items like Enigma. I don't know. There's just a lot that they did with the game that I just didn't really like, I guess, is the easiest way to put it. Offensive Auras, let's just dump that. 10 minimum damage, 93 attack rating, okay. Since you're a purist, I assume you don't like medium. The very interesting thing is, Kronos, when I tried Median, like, this is the big difference between Median and POD. I actually enjoyed Median. Now that I, like, think back on it, Median was really radical, and I don't think I'd play it again because it was so radical. Like, it was a very far departure from Diablo. Like I always say, like, okay, as far as modded versions of the game are concerned, Median XL is, like, on the really radical end of the spectrum. But the thing about Median. Okay, well, here's the thing, right? Like, Ticey, POD changed up a lot, so you could say that, like, POD changed a lot, but Median XL changed more. But the difference between Median and POD, I guess, is that Median went and changed everything. So it is a completely different game in a sense, and you know that that's kind of like, you know that you're expecting a completely different game when you go to play Median. Like, Sorks don't even have access to, like, teleport anymore, right? Like that's pretty huge. Everyone runs faster, etc., etc. POD is somewhere between being a different version of Diablo and still trying to remain true to, like, regular Diablo. And at that point, I feel like I would just rather play regular Diablo then, especially considering that there were problems with the original game that I feel like didn't get fixed in POD and arguably got worse. A lot of people praise POD. They're like, oh yeah, the balancing was great, but here, like, one of the, probably the biggest, absolute #1 turnoff for me is that Sorks still have access to teleport. That, for me, like, that by itself, and combined with the fact that they got rid of teleport, like O-skill teleport from Enigma, and replaced it with this thing called Warp, is like, that was by far, like, the biggest slap to the face when I played POD, knowing that, like, oh great, so, you know, in the original game, most people would start Sorks because they were the only ones who had access to teleport, but now, yeah, you're giving all these other classes mobility, so they can get around from place to place faster. But still, now it's even worse because Sorks are the only ones with access to the original O-skill teleport. And yeah, there's no Enigma anymore, so it's not like you can, like, you don't even have the option of being able to be like, oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna put on Enigma, right? And then at least I'll also have a teleport like a sorceress. So I feel like if you're playing anything but a sorceress to MF, you're just at an inherent disadvantage. So that for me, like, maybe I'm talking out of my ass. Some people will, like, a lot of POD people who are much more knowledgeable about the game will probably disagree. But these factors mainly are what kind of got me sick of the game when I started playing it. Ironically, even though I myself don't really enjoy POD, like, I tried to enjoy it. I really did. It's not like I walked into it and said, oh man, I want to be able to shit on POD. When I tried POD, I was like, man, I'm ready to, like, be blown away by POD. I was like, again, like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. And I tried playing it, I'm just like, fuck, this is boring. I enjoy playing vanilla D2 more, single player even. Fucking hell, I might even go as far as saying that even D3 might have been more fun than that. But also, ironically, I still recommend POD to people because a lot of other people enjoy it, and I just seem to be the odd one out. Anyway, I don't know if my train of thought was very easy to follow there. I don't think it was. But I guess the bottom line is, I don't dislike Median. I don't really, like, love it either, but I had more fun with Median than I did with POD, believe it or not. Probably because it wasn't kind of like Median itself isn't like a rip-off Diablo 2, or it's like, you know, it's based off of Diablo, but it is a different game, and that's established from the beginning. All the characters have different classes, and the inventory looks different, items are different, everything's different. Whereas Path of Diablo retains some of the things from the original game, but also decides, you know what, I'm just going to change some of these builds around, add new skills, add new items, change some of the existing items, and change even some of the rates or drop rates for like runes and stuff like that, right? Like, I remember, and possibly even uniques. Like, I remember on my first day playing, I remember feeling like the progression was way too fucking slow. Like, I didn't find a single unique, and I didn't find a single rune. Well, okay, no, I did find some runes, but that was like way later. I didn't find a single rune going through the game early on. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that kind of bothers me about POD, I guess. But don't want to like keep shitting on it. I know people enjoy it, and frankly, I don't want to be just like one of those guys who's like, oh yeah, it's not vanilla D2, so it's not that great. No, I just personally didn't enjoy POD very much, and I feel like there were a number of factors for that. Why do you have... great question. Why do I have empty TP books? See, here's a trick you can do in Diablo 2. You probably didn't know this. If you put TP tomes into your stash and then you put them back into your inventory, you will use the TP tomes, or the TP scrolls, from the tomes in your stash, which I believe is a bug, but it does make your life much easier. I think you can even do this in like single player and shit too, so little handy trick for you in case you ever decide to farm LK or are playing single player and don't ever want to have to pop TP scrolls again. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. As you can... oh, what the hell? Huh, oops, forgot to refill the books. Anyway, since we have Kronos here, newcomer to the stream, I mean Ticey, and I don't know if Bigris is around. Bigris, you still around? Bigris was saying overpowered leap barbs. Ooh. I don't actually know if he was legit about that or not. I don't know if leap barbs are actually legit or strong in pod or what. I just know that I was playing it and Sorks got ahead once they got teleport. Huh, what a lot of fun. I wonder what other game that I've played where that's the case, right? Like damn, dude. Anyway, yeah. You can even... oh, I'll actually show you, demonstrate this to you quickly, Kronos. Check this out. Right? You see, I got 20 quantity. And my TP tome hasn't gone down in quantity, even though I cast the TP twice. In fact, it's pulling from my stash, the TP tomes. There you go, see? Okay, so before I keep doing these runs, I'm at run number 4600. I'll probably do a few more. Yeah, probably do a few more just because Kronos is hanging out here, and he's a newcomer, and I don't want to abruptly end the stream, even though it's almost 1 a.m. I was actually planning to end the stream, Kronos, at 1 a.m. Or no, sorry, at like once I did made it to run 4600. But in case you had other questions, I want to be able to answer them, and I'm having fun hanging out and chatting with you guys, and meeting you and getting a chance to answer your questions. So keep the questions coming, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. And because you're here, I'm going to continue the stream for even just a little bit longer. But I need to get some rest pretty soon. It's getting really late. Okay, so what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was muling. Kronos was saying, how did you figure that out? I've been playing since 07, never knew this. Oh, don't worry. I didn't know this for a really long time either. I only found out about 5-6 months ago, just before this season began. Somebody actually shared this trick on the Slashdiablo subreddit, that you can do this. And a lot of people don't know about this, but it's pretty legit trick that you can use. You'll learn a lot playing on Slashdiablo, because the people not only help each other out, but they're very knowledgeable about the game's mechanics, a good chunk of them. So you'll learn a lot of things about the game that you wouldn't otherwise know from just playing years and years of BNet. I learned more in my first year or so of playing on Slashdiablo than I did from 15 years of BNet combined. Like, it was insane. Now I know how to get through the game myself. I know a lot of little tricks here and there. I know more about the mechanics of the game. Well, some of them anyway. I also... I may have a little too many runes. Well, I mean, not to brag or anything, of course. I'm just, I guess, emphasizing how nice it is to be able to just be able to play, learn about the game. No. I wonder if it works only on Slash? No, dude. You can even try it in single player. The thing is, like it's not a Slash thing. This, like, Slashdiablo is running, like, Diablo 1.13, right? Like, it's the core gameplay. So if it exists here, if this bug exists here, then it should also exist in single player, or, you know, the base game too. Anyway, this is what my wealth mule looks like. This is why I was saying, like, I don't really care much for the runes, but, you know, yeah, like, I don't really care much if, you know, another bird drops. Like, I'm pretty much set for the season. I'm just waiting for next now. But, yeah, like, I want the data. Hey, ZZ, nice to see you, sort of. It is late, but, you know, I wanted to stream on Monday like I said I would, so here I am. Perhaps against my better judgment. Oh, man, that's tough. I think I still have one more hull. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, yeah, it's tough, dude. There's like... Just looking at how to organize my inventory. Make it look nice and neat. But, you know what? I'm not going to bore you guys with that details. It seems like streaming is tough for you lately. Yeah, well, tough. Well, it's always tough, but tough in what sense in this case? Hey, Potsy Baptiste? Did EU server reset too? No, this is Slashdiablo. Just trying to spread the word. Here, one sec. Let me, in case there's any newcomers, I'm gonna link you to the Slashdiablo private server. Slashdiablo is a bot-free, dupe-free, JSP-free private server. Yeah, we run the vanilla version of the game. We have well, there are a few differences. The first one you'll notice is that we have access to map pack, so, you know, you're not the biggest fan of map pack, that's totally fair, but, like I said, want to spread the word. It's worth checking out. It's honestly way more, well, I don't want to say way more fun than BNet, but honestly, it's way more fun than BNet. I definitely think it's worth at least trying out, because the reset's on Friday, and, you know, just set it up, give it a shot. If you don't like it, then just go back to BNet, but especially because, like, the BNet reset will probably be early December, right, so you don't really have much of anything to lose by trying out the Slashdiablo reset. It's going to be pretty lit. I myself am going to be playing a naked melee barbarian to start. So in case anyone was interested in that, watching me go rags to riches with a melee barbarian after we kill Hell Bale, feel free to tune in. The map pack is built in? No. Well, sort of. It's not built in. No, it's not built in. Here, let me show you something quickly. Let me just pull up in a new window here. You can play this game even with, or you can play on Slash even without map pack, but it's kind of expected to have map pack because that's just the main kind of deal here. So here you go. See, there you go. You can see right here. I'm actually on Slash. I'm playing on Slash right now, but I'm not running in the map pack. If I were running the map pack, then the map pack thing would be in this top right corner, and then when I press tab, you can see I don't know, I can't see shit. And then now, if I feel like running the map pack, I can just go pop it open, and then bam, easy. So yeah, map pack isn't built in, but if you inject it, then you're good to go. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. Okay, so I'm gonna treat you guys to something. Stay tuned, or brace yourselves, because I'm going to go over the results of 4,600 LK runs. Because y'all have been so kind to tune in and hang out for so long. Ticey, if you're still around, I think you're going to be interested in this. So just to kind of recap for you guys, I've done. Here you go. I'll just show you guys my results, and then you guys can indulge in them while I commentate in the background. Okay, here you go. So this is what I've gotten from 4,600 runs. If you also add in the results of today's runs too. Uses an old version, most people have a newer one that's more built in and it's always on. Yeah, I appreciate the chime in on that, ZZZ. ZZZ is right. There's a newer version of map pack which is already built in, so I am running an older version, but yeah, you know, you can go about it either way, I guess. So I'm just gonna quickly put this here. There you go. And then I'm going to, might as well do this now rather than later. There you go. So yeah, if anybody's got questions, just to kind of recap so far, I haven't done all the counting. I usually do all of the counting of the runes when I do the 5,000, when I actually make it to the end. But so far, if anyone's curious, in these 4,600 runs I've done, I found Vex, Ohm, Burr, Low, Vex, Burr, right? So that's 6 high runes in the first 3,100 runs. Then yesterday, when I streamed, I found Vex, 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 right? So that makes 9 high runes, and then if you count the low rune that I got today, that puts me up to 10 high runes in 4,600 runs so far. If I'm going, well, if I were to take a good guess, I'm probably not going to find another high rune for the next 400 runs, is my prediction. Of course, it's all RNG based, but just judging by the trend, I think this is how it's going to go. It seems to be roughly 1 in 500 runs. So you guys can kind of see, I guess, just the results of what I have so far. Don't worry about this stuff that I just highlighted. This is all for my own, like, this is its own story. Somebody was asking for the patterns of when a high rune drops, what it comes with. So I made sure to chart down the results earlier, just for shits and giggles. So anybody got questions? If not, I'm going to go back to doing a few more runs before I sign off for the night. So hopefully you guys are enjoying, or at least interested in the data here. Shut off the map pack first and just use loot filter if you want. Yeah, so pay attention to ZZZ. He knows where it's at. Are the patterns the same on Slash? What do you mean the patterns the same on Slash? If you're talking about like the same as what? Are you talking about like when one Vex rune drops, is it going to be the case where another Vex rune also has the same pattern? Because if that's the case, then yeah. In the case of the latter, I found 3 Vex runes yesterday, and one of them came with this arrangement. Another one came with a different arrangement, and then the third Vex rune I found came with the same arrangement as the first Vex. So yeah, Titans from Iraq. Yeah, no, it's pretty good. Very interesting set of results, but you guys can kind of see. I don't really care for much on this list except for the runes. I only care about the runes. And it's been, like, paying out bank for runes, that's for sure. Kronos was asking, the number represents the run number, not the quantity of the item? Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. I didn't find 1,261 ohms. That'd be a little bit much. I wouldn't be playing on Slash if that were the case. I also didn't find 3,083 beer runes, so yeah, wouldn't that be something? Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, just to recap, no, it's, or yes, it is the run number, not the quantity of the item. So, Kronos, when, well, I guess, I mean, you're seeing the data now, so it's not a huge deal for you, but I was going to say, if anyone wants to see the full results, feel free to, I guess, subscribe to the Slashdiablo subreddit. I'm going to be posting that again one more time. On the Slashdiablo subreddit, I will probably be posting the results of all 5,000 runs that I did. If anybody is interested in 5,000 Pindles, 1,000 Ancient Tunnels, 1,000 Pit Runs, I'm trying to remember if there was any other ones that I did. Oh yeah, or 1,000 Chaos Runs, or 1,000 Seal Glitch Chaos Runs, then feel free to ask for the links to any of the aforementioned. I've tried to make it a point to do about 1,000 runs of a specific area each season, except for in the case of LK and Pendle, because they're so short. I ended up extending it from 1,000 to 5,000. So, yeah, trying to do data collection here, because, yeah, it's not every day that somebody sits down and says, yeah, I'm going to do 5,000 LK runs, so just wanted to share that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and I'm going to return back to doing a bit more farming. I'm not going to farm for that much longer, and I'm not really going to focus on cleaning out my inventory. I'm probably just going to do another 25 runs. And I'm going to call it a night, because it's getting late. But yeah, I think that was a good place to end on anyway. Yeah, sharing with you guys the data that I have so far. Kronos, have I answered your questions mostly though? I think that's... I think that I've pretty much answered everything. Yeah, I really don't think that I've really missed out on too much of anything in particular, so... D3601. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do another... I'm gonna try to do another 25 runs, and then I will sign off for the night. I'm feeling a double play bar. Oh yeah, that's some fucking big brain shit that you got going on there, bro. But yeah, it'll be coming, don't you worry. Come ladder reset, that's gonna be it. So you thoroughly answer everything, sometimes a little too much explanation. Yeah, I like to cover my bases, but sometimes you say sometimes a little too much. Yeah, even I am conscious of this. I kind of want to trim it down from time to time, but also as a as a streamer too, sometimes it's kind of part of the job description to actually there you go, turning it down here. Yeah, it's so a bit of part of the job description to actually talk so much, or as much as I do, I feel like, so that's part of it. I mean, I could give more, like, shortened down answers. I don't remember the right word for it, but yeah, I mean, I do want to give a thorough answer, and also more than that, I don't want there to just be this awkward silence. That's like the worst thing you can do as a streamer, from my understanding. So there's that. Anyway. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything though. Let me know if you guys have any final questions, because I will be signing off pretty soon. It is almost 1 AM. Look, all we need to do is find an area with only demon type monsters. There's why though? Why demon type monsters? If you need demon type monsters, go trap. Or, well, yeah. You could even go like player farming, those are demons. 4 AM here, yeah. That's true. Or, well, I mean, that's tough on you, but yeah, for me especially, I can't survive on going to bed at just 1 AM all the time. Except for ladder reset night. Ladder reset night, yeah, I'm gonna be fucking, you know, I'm all in. Oh, seriously? Plague has 300% damage demons. I did not even know that, to tell you the truth. I was not even paying attention to that. 25% deadly strike. Yeah, got the deadly strike down, but it's pretty cool though. Oh yeah, asking the real questions here about what time to stream. Okay, so this is my line of thinking for those who are curious. Kronos, by the way, thanks for tuning in. I really do hope that you enjoyed today's stream. I'll be back again tomorrow. Oh shit! Oh whoa 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 whoa! I alt-tabbed for 2 seconds, didn't realize I teleported into a pack there. My bad. This is why I don't play hardcore, shit like that. Anyway, like I was saying though, time for stream. Tuesday, well, tomorrow I was hoping to get an hour in, if I can. But if I don't get an hour in tomorrow, then I'm probably going to do Wednesday, 8 to 12, or, well, maybe not 8 to 12, but starting 8 o'clock or so is what I'm hoping for. But we'll see. Like, I'll try to start it as soon as I can on Thursday, but, or sorry, on Wednesday. But I'm not going to promise a specific time. Even today, I was hoping to start closer to like 7, and then ended up starting at 10, so that ended up happening. Melee Barb procs both Poison Nova and lower resists. Okay. The 300% damage demons, is it based on the weapon damage? It kind of works. It's additive with the ED bonus on a non-weapon source. So like, if I had a weapon that does 100 damage base, right, and then it has 200% ED, then the weapon itself has 300 damage, and then if you had like the 300% damage to demons, then it becomes like, or plus 300% damage to demons, and that's like, what, 1200 damage total, I think, is how it works. I mean, I'm not sure entirely what you mean when you say based on the weapon damage. Notice the plague weapon has no ED. Yeah, that's another thing too. I was curious about that. What are you even gonna do on this weapon that doesn't even have the ED? Like, which one am I gonna make plague and something like that? Oh, Ticey, I appreciate that. It's always nice having you, and ZZZ, I guess, as people who I can turn to when I can expect you guys to be around here, tuning in when I'm doing stuff. Oh wow, it's crazy. Now imagine if this Grand Charmer Vita and the Sparking Grand Charm merged together. Oh, that would have been so good. Like, I would have actually been so done for the season. I just wanted one. Just wanted one light skiller with life, but that's okay. Oh well, it's too bad. Anyway, it's all good. +1 light skiller. Or light skiller. I'm just charting down the drops in my notepad file here. Anyway. But yeah, I appreciate you asking, Tyson. So yeah, you can expect me around. You can expect me around somewhere between 7 or 8 and 10 is when I'm planning to start. Hopefully earlier. Well, yeah, hopefully it'll be a lot. Like when I do this stream, it won't be like late night like this one. I kind of enjoyed this late night stream though, actually, I'm not gonna lie. The first hour, where I just got to sit down and crank out about 150 LK runs at the start of the stream. Those were some of the fastest runs I think I've ever done on stream. Because I'm not talking to anybody, I'm not like tabbing out, I'm not doing or anything which, well, like I'm not getting interrupted or distracted or anything like that, so I was able to run at max efficiency, and I was also still fully conscious instead of almost falling asleep on my keyboard. But yeah, now here we are, I think a couple hours in, and while I appreciate your guys' company, I much prefer this. Talking with you guys passes the time for these boring ass runs. It's also I also do go a little bit slower, not just because of you guys or anything, but also because it's getting later and later. They get sloppier and sloppier. Pretty close to the same time for us. Yeah, if I remember, time, baby. Okay. I wonder if that TP Chronos, I'm not gonna lie, I believe that it does. I was tempted to check earlier today because I feel like I should know this, but I can't remember. I think it does, to be honest with you. But I couldn't be arsed to check earlier, so I just didn't. So you can stack CB with it and kill anything in the game. That's an interesting take on it, ZZ, but I'll be frank with you, I didn't even know they were enabling Plague this season until long after I decided on Melee Barb. And, yeah, I don't have any plans to integrate the Plague rune word into my build. I'll just say that straight up. Keeping the details of how I'm playing the build secret, but that's one detail which I'll be flat out honest, it wasn't on the table when I was trying to theory craft ways to play the Barb. And even when I show you guys what I have in store for the Barb, I'm still kind of open to suggestions. I'll be more receptive to suggestions than past seasons. Because in past seasons I'm very adamant about going a certain way. But after the first few hours, I will probably start seeing what other people say and criticize. How would a Plague Vengeance Paladin? That's actually kind of interesting, but I don't know how that would work exactly. Actually, yeah, no, I do get how it would work, because what you would do is you go Vengeance into Conviction and Plague's lower resist, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure that Vengeance is still dog shit, even with that arrangement, dude. Yeah, actually I think it'd be even worse than going like Grief Vengeance, so. Because the thing is, like, from my experience, Vengeance just doesn't really do much, even when you go like max Conviction with Vengeance. It just doesn't fly. I tried to make that work out previously, and it was no bueno. Run a Rabies Druid, you could. That was somebody on the server was already planning to try something like that. And I'm kind of curious to see what the outcome of that will be. But of course, the thing there is it does require a Champion too, so yeah, a lot of people have to look out for that. If it requires a Champion, the item that you're putting it in better be a damn good item. Anyway, okay, this is gonna be my last run, guys. Using a 6-socket weapon with P diamonds, oh yeah. Anyway, just recapping one last time. Yeah, recapping one last time. The Slashdiablo ladder reset is taking place on the 22nd of November. It's 3 nights from now. This is gonna be my last run. I am not going to try and mule my items off this evening. I'm dead tired. I'm probably just going to roll into bed after this, after I finish this run, and address what you guys are saying, and then I'm just going to wrap it up there. So, once again, shout out to all of you guys, Tycee, Chrono, and ZZZ for hanging out at the end here, especially Chronos, because you were giving me a lot of good questions to answer, and that really did pass the time. Like, it it's nice having people.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that too. That was another reason, another um, motivating factor I should have mentioned. When I have people to talk to on stream, it's kind of like the main focus is just chatting with you guys, but in the background I'm doing my runs. So that was also one way of looking at it to try and, I guess, make time fly a little bit faster. Because that's essentially how this all works out, like, more or less. Good day, see you soon. Yeah, Ticey, same to you. I hope to see you again tomorrow or so. And same to the rest of you guys. Kronos, I don't know if I'll be seeing you again. I hope I do. You seem like a pretty chill dude, so it'd be nice to have you on board for the Slash reset, or even on this channel later on, or going forward this week, or whenever. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed your first, well, checking out the stream and checking out, or seeing a bit of Slash. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So next time I will be doing a stream is going to be tomorrow or Wednesday, probably Wednesday. I'll be flat out honest. I think I'm just gonna commit to Wednesday, and I'm just gonna go 12 to, or no, sorry, 8 o'clock. I was gonna say 8 to 12, but it might not be 8 to 12. It might be like 8 to 10 because I started the stream at 10, and I managed to do 400 runs in 3 hours. So it might end up being like 8 to 11 or something. But anyway. Alright, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Hope you all have fun. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me grind out LKs. Next stream, we're going to be pushing for the last stretch. It's going to be 46, or runs 46.25. Let me just write this down somewhere. One sec. Yeah, it's going to be run number 4,626 to 5,000 as the last stretch. The last 375 runs. And I just noticed the game name was 3625 instead of 4625, but whatever. And, alright, that's it for me. So, once again, hope you guys had fun. I'll see you guys hopefully on Wednesday to conclude these runs, and then hopefully I will see you all for the ladder reset when I play as a Barb. But otherwise, that's it for me. Have a good evening, everyone. This is DGG2, signing out.